Hi. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Can everyone hear me? Yes, you guys can. Awesome. Hello. Hello, hello. We had to take a week off, and I'm so sorry about that. Things do happen, though. And I mostly took, all of last week to basically um I basically took last week in order to like look at everything that has to be done that remains in the campaign and then try to mesh all of it together. You know? Because as much as it actually pains me to say this, but Avalon is almost over. We are in the final sessions. And that hurts. It really, really hurts. Pretty much all that's left to do is just tie up a couple of loose ends in regards to player stories. And then the final fight. Determine the fate of the world. That's it. So, it's all according to whatever remains of time. But time, of course, is a very fragile thing in my world. So, you never know. But most of my time is going to be spent working on the final boss fight, because holy shit. I've been writing this fight for literally 3 weeks now, and I'm not even halfway done. It sucks. But you know what? It's all gonna be worth it in the end. One final fight. Alright. So, quick thing before we begin. Ryan is not going to be joining us today. Or at least I don't think he is, because he says that he is getting cataract surgery. So, I hope that his surgery goes well, and I wish him a very speedy recovery. And I hope that he's able to come back before the end of the session, of the campaign, not the session, the ending of the campaign. Because he is supposedly going to be out for about a month. So, let's just hope that he's going to be okay. Alright. So, let's get into chat. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome back after our week break.
Yay.
Whoop whoop. Yippity doo dah.
Zippity yay.
So, this is the home stretch, boys.
Whoop, whoop.
You all sound so excited to be here.
I'm just very tired from work today.
No, that's understandable. But yeah, we are coming down to the final sessions.
Ooh, Zowie mama.
Of course, there's still a bunch of things that we can do in order to tie it up. I can't exactly give you guys an estimated time frame, but
It's fine by me.
it would honestly all depend on like what you guys want to do. Because at the current moment in time, where we last left off, you guys have successfully handled the issues with the rips in reality and the tears that Dread has been making in the plane of Avalon. With, of course, the help of your gracious friend Anaphil on the other side, put Dread back in his place and restored balance between the material plane and the dream world.
We got friends on the other side.
Of course, not while Cody getting a fancy new weapon upgrade and granting you guys the ability to have some of Anaphil's support back. While not as powerful as it was during the fight with Dread, still something.
I think we'll take it at this point.
So, we will therefore pick up right at the time skip. So, according to what I recall, Ryan is essentially crafting scrolls and honing his magical capabilities during this time frame. Cody said that he was going to be he is going to be training under Ro and May.
Yep. This is gonna hurt.
So that way you can go ahead and obtain your new ninja powers. And of course, learn how to dual wield. Okay. Brady,
Yes.
you said that you wanted to go about the world just doing odd jobs. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. I believe we all agreed that Jean was just gonna go about and train with Max since you guys were last in Faris.
Probably a good call.
Yeah, that'd probably be the best call.
Okay. Dave and Gil, what is it that you guys were doing?
I have a quest to go find a crab.
Crab.
I make money.
Alright, and Dave
I'm
is
gonna
also
go
doing
charter me a boat and do some deep diving.
Hey, Matt.
Hmm.
What's your god's name?
Let's check it's in my notes. Phonetically spelt out too. Barabakara.
Stop butchering it.
We're not doing this again.
Isn't it
Barbacarda. Barbacarda.
Barbara
Barbacarda.
Barbara
Alright, maybe I remove that one hyphen and just make it Barbara Carda. Barbacarda.
Oh,
Too many
God.
hyphens.
His god's Barbara. Let's
Hey,
go.
at least it's not Karen.
Barbacarda.
Brand.
Barbacarda Quaox.
Yep.
Alright.
What Josh said. Open mouth outcomes DM.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, in regards to your venture, Matt,
Hello.
who would you like to bring along with you?
It's true. I think. Let's see here. That's outdated. I'm gonna take my siblings actually.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go actually look and see if I still have their tokens somewhere.
They were in the they were in the world meeting,
in my world.
and then maybe maybe charter our lovely ship captain friend.
Damn, you make him pull out all the old tokens.
Yeah.
I am. Gil, listen, Gil prides himself on his connections, and he will not willingly lose a connection.
And hey, you know what? There's nothing wrong with reconnecting with some old friends.
I just gotta remember the fucking name of the captain, whose name always blanks whenever we talk about her. I want to say it's like Eiko or something like that, but I know it's wrong.
Yeah, that I know is incorrect.
Yeah, I know. Oh, it's a really short. There, I found her token.
Alri.
Alri, yep. Sarah McAllister. Yeah, get Alri, get my siblings. Go on a little boat trip.
Going on the trip in our favorite
And-
piece of shit.
No idea how long that's gonna take, but if it doesn't take 3 months, I do have somewhere else I would go. I know. I'm pulling out a star-studded cast of old tokens. You make me wanna shout.
Vicious.
What's the worst? They're all on this page that we're looking at.
Alright, so that's your crew then.
It's a pretty interesting crew.
It's definitely a motley crew if I ever saw one.
Hey, it's a very noble crew. Thank you very much.
Alright. So, at some point in time, during these next 3 months, you would have gathered up all of those people and said, hey, we're going to go on a boat trip. Oliver's going to be our captain. And we have to go sail into the Western Sea. Yeah, the Western Sea of the Baroque School of Magic. Which, of course, no problem. Since your siblings love the water, and Alri does, in fact, owe you guys a favor. She technically works for you guys now, so...
Yeah, I gave her a job.
Yeah. So... we'll go about that.
Woo.
During these 3 months as well, Kino is finally going to come out of her throne world. And she's going to kidnap Ryan.
Woohoo!
Because he has a couple of things that he needs to tie up in the plate of fire.
I love the concept. Like, he's just sitting there at a table making scrolls. Comes out
Kino
of like a
just
portal.
bursts out of a
You,
portal.
me, come now.
She
She
just
grabs him by the back of his fucking collar and dragging him out of the
Yep,
room.
you're coming with me.
Jack's just sitting there like, oh boy, he's about to have a fun time.
Alright, so where we're going to begin is going to be with Cody.
Woo!
So, Cody, you have been vigorously training with Crow and May for probably about 3 weeks to a month now. So you started gaining levels into ninja and learn the basics of, you know, the way that Crow and May go about their ways of using their environment to sneak around, and most importantly, learning vital points on people. Because you're just so used to wailing your flail around and, you know, just dishing out bludgeoning damage. But first lesson that Crow and May teach you about being an assassin, or in your case, a ninja, are vital points. And they vary dependingly along the lines of depending on the species of creature that you're fighting. But since you're training to fight Hino, well, May is therefore the best option for you to learn off of. But it's not easy, and they do not pull any strings.
Oh, I wouldn't expect anything less.
So it's very, very brutal in terms of every day you're sparring against May or you're sparring against Crow, learning different techniques and movements. You definitely do feel yourself getting a lot more agile, and especially with May's training, she teaches you with accuracy. There also comes grace and precision. So,
Okay.
one day, in the training rooms of furries, because Hito allows you guys to work in here, you are currently sparring Crow. And it looks like that you're starting to get the hang of like movements and blocking, and especially aiming for specific strikes and pinpoints of the body, until, of course, Crow punishes you for a slight mistake in your footing, catches you off balance, and then just basically forces you back, and you land straight on your back, breathing heavily, arms at your side. And you hear a small giggle coming from your daggers.
Ah, that's embarrassing.
Care to tell me exactly what you did wrong?
Love when I should have weaved.
Just, is this a tango?
Ugh. Your left foot was far too out. Caught yourself off balance.
Yeah, clearly.
Solid. You have to maintain a solid footing. Catching yourself off balance will get a sword straight through your chest.
So let me ask you, where'd you learn
Where did I learn?
all this?
Years and years of training, as well.
So-
Back in my time, I was a part of a mercenary group.
Ah,
We were called the Birds of Prey.
That-
Though they didn't
okay.
necessarily last very long.
sorry to hear that.
It happens. Alright. I say we take a small break from sparring for a little while. Let's go over a couple more things. Now, one thing that I must teach you now that you're starting to maintain a foothold on your strength and your new powers. The one thing that you need to understand, when you're out there on the field, at least in my case, and with May's original training, when you're out on a job, the first thing that you need to understand is that anything that is bothering you in your personal life does not matter. The job of an assassin is to make sure that your assignment is your top priority. Anything else that goes on in your mind, forget it. It's not important. Otherwise, it will cloud your judgment, and you will make mistakes, as you can see.
That's easier said than done. I will try.
I can somewhat understand, at least in this case, that clearing your mind may be a bit difficult given the circumstances.
Yeah.
However, some people, you see him turn his head over to May, still neglect that teaching.
Shame.
I understand that you have been out of your training recently, Mesame, but you need to clear your mind. I can't say that you don't understand how it feels, because I know you do. It's just difficult to let go. May is gonna look up, and she's gonna look over to Edon and say, "Tell me, Edon, has Usk had any type of issues that you can recall with his fighting style?"
I mean, not that I've noticed. He's kind of just a meat wall, if you will. Runs in and smacks really hard. I mean, I've been on the receiving end a few times. That hasn't been fun.
But even though he's been training with Draven, seems like he's lacking something.
Oh? Do you have an idea, or just speculation at this point?
May and I have been talking about this. It seems to me that Usk just lacks proper training.
I don't think he's ever received proper training other than he's been shown here.
He has been just a simple mercenary before he teamed up with you all, correct?
More like a wanderer, not even a mercenary.
You're gonna see May kick off of the wall, and she's gonna look at Crow. Do you mind taking over the rest of the lessons today? I feel like I have something I need to take care of. Of course.
Well, I think we know who's about to get kidnapped next.
Of course. We can work a little bit on your agility, however. I'm not so nimble in my old age.
I'm sure you'll keep me on my toes.
And then May is going to go ahead and teleport away. Okay. So with that, let's head on over and pay attention to Brady a little bit here.
God, it's like one of those clip episodes where everyone's clips like cross paths and you switch from one person to the next.
All right.
Welcome to the 3-month filler arc.
I know. I just this is your stereotypical anime training arc where like someone's in the background of the one city after we just finished the episode for the one character, so you move from there on following the other guy.
Just constant perspective changes.
Yeah. Actually, it sounds pretty fun.
Alright, so I know this is a map of a tavern, but there was literally nothing that I could find in regards to a leather worker's shop or something in time, so we're just rolling with this.
Whatever works.
Alright, so Brady, you are just taking up some odd jobs helping out your teacher that you had explaining to you how to work, tanning and just basic leather working and stuff. You've been helping him for quite some time now, taking up some odd jobs and coming back to Faris every once in a while to help spar with like Draven and the Imperials and such like that. Until
Alright.
one day, you guys are in the shop, just taking care of some basic needs of the shop. You're putting out some new displays, cleaning up a little bit. When the bell goes off, signaling that a customer is coming in. Your teacher at this point is currently in the back, just messing with things, and calls out, "Us, not open yet. If you can tell them to politely wait outside, we'll be ready soon."
Gonna do, boss man.
Practically just be like so. Alright, so Brady, as you're putting the last bit of merchandise up on the shelves, you turn around and you are face to face with Mesami.
Why, hello there, Mesami.
Good morning.
Unfortunately, the shop's not open at the moment.
Oh darn. Doors, my most dreadful enemy.
Had a feeling you'd say something like that. I'm taking it this is a social visit.
Social, more or less along the lines of also a personal visit.
Give me 1 sec. And I'm gonna walk to the door to the back. Hey, boss, I gotta step out for a sec.
All right. I can handle the rest. Just make sure that those displays are spick and span.
They're
Can do.
messy and destroyed.
And I'm gonna walk back to May. So what's up?
I need you to come with me.
Alright. On the way out, I'm gonna lock the door.
All right. Just a second to go find. Different map here. So eventually, once you guys make it outside, May is going to open up her bag, pull out crystal, and use that crystal to teleport you guys back into the throne room of Faris. So, once inside the throne room again, May turns back to you and she says, "So, decided to choose to work at the simple tanning shop?
Needed some money.
Didn't take you for someone who would be willing to settle down so easily with such a basic job."
I've got the training, so why not use it?
It's fair. Civilian life is very different from the life in which we live. Took me years in order to adjust to it. And how's your training been?
Not as steady going as I would like it to be. I feel like I've gotten stronger, but it doesn't actually feel like it, you know what I mean?
Ask, besides your family, have you ever received any type of professional training? And I'm
No.
not talking about sparring with Draven or anybody else. Like actual professional training as to proper use and wielding of your weapon.
No. I've been going off of instinct this whole time.
I see. So in that
Why do you
case,
ask?
let me ask you a question then. Where is it, do you believe, that you draw your strength from?
A difficult question to answer.
How so?
I'm gonna say there are two sources. The the willingness to protect the people around me, and the pure unbridled thrill of battle.
You're gonna see May give you a small smirk, and she like nods her head in understanding. It's funny. Someone else I knew told me the exact same thing.
And who would that be?
Well, how would you like to meet them?
I would be extremely interested in that.
I have to warn you, though. He's a little stubborn, hard-headed, egotistical, and a large pain in the ass.
Sounds like a couple people I know already.
Monk sneezes in the background.
But he is a very formidable fighter. Very brave. And he can teach you how to properly wield a weapon. And probably give you the edge that you think you're missing.
I'd be willing to learn.
You're gonna see her reach into her bag, and she's gonna pull out a small rectangular box. She's gonna look down at it for a second, smile again, and hand it to you.
Gonna open the box.
Inside, you can see about a hand-sized white and light blue crystal. Before you do anything with it, I would suggest going into one of the training rooms.
Alright.
You're gonna need it. As she starts walking off, she's gonna stop and say, "By the way, when you do see him, can you tell him that I miss him?"
I'll be sure to do that.
Thank you. And May's gonna walk back off to the training room with Cody.
And I'm going to walk off to another training room.
Alright, so inside this training room, Brady, it's similar to the one that we showed with Cody, Crow, and Maine. It's big, it's open, lots of room for just movement training and sparring in general. You pull out the box again. You open it. You just stare at the crystal for a second, and you realize May didn't tell you how to activate it.
I'm gonna just grab the crystal.
Alright. Then, when you pick up the crystal, you suddenly feel it heat up in your hand. And then you feel almost a strong pull from your chest. And when this happens, you like flinch for a second and you close your eyes. And then when you open your eyes again, you find yourself in a vast white landscape. Full of windows, hallways, and doors everywhere. Statues of different strange art and architecture. And then what impresses you the most is that when you gather your bearings and you take a look around for a second, you notice that there is a massive display, a long hallway, each pedestals and archways. On each of those pedestals appear to be weapons of all different sizes and shapes from different cultures.
I'm gonna grab the first one I come across.
So you walk up and you find one of the first pedestal that you would come up to would be just oops. The first pedestal that you would come up to has like a small display of what appears to be a cutlass, very, very nicely decorated as it glows in an enchanted shine. You pick it up. It's very light. You wave it around, like it's slash with it and such. It's very, very aerodynamic. It's agile. But strange enough, it feels very nice. Not one for one-handed weapons yourself, since you carry a two-handed weapon, but is just a strange, I would say, familiarity with this weapon.
I'm gonna put the weapon on the stand and call out if anyone's here.
So you call out, your voice echoes throughout the chamber. Just all you hear is it bounce back at you.
I'm gonna go back to the center of the room. And I'm just gonna look around. I'm gonna say, Mesami misses you.
Does she now?
That's what she told me to say.
As a voice rings out from behind you, and you turn around, standing before you is, of course, as you would know,
Alrath Grimborn.
Alrath Reborn.
Dun dun dun.
So, she finally handed it over.
I'll be honest with you, I have no idea what it is. I just know it's a crystal of some sorts.
Well, at least let me give you a quick rundown. Welcome to the vault. I gotta say, it's nice to finally see a new face.
There are others here.
There are plenty of other people here. Generations of fighters long before you call this place home. But you know what? We thought it was over. We all thought it was just done and over with when I came in here. Yet here we stand, someone new. What's your name? What's your name, son?
Usk Targaryen.
Targaryen. Well, it's been a while since we've had an orc in the vault. Last one I can remember was Fang. I don't know. Jacques was telling me a bunch of other ones. I just couldn't remember who they were. Not very good with history.
Honestly, same.
So, May wanted you to tell me that she misses me, huh?
Yeah, that's what she told me to tell you.
How is it that you know my wife?
Uh, long story.
Story
Long
time.
story.
You have time. Tell the man.
So first off, wait, you said your wife?
He gives you a nod.
So that means he knows your daughter?
So you know her too.
Yeah, we kind of rescued, air quotes around that, her from hell. We woke up
Rescuing
May.
rescuing
from
Kino. That doesn't sound like her at all.
That's why there were air quotes. She kind of helped us out a bit. Killed the Firewire in the process. Got this dope ass sword. But we also woke up Meisame from a catatonic state. Killed a nightmare. There's a lot of stuff that happened. Oh, and apparently we have to kill Hino. For her own wishes.
Sounds like you and I have a lot to talk about then.
I would assume so. Anything to drink in this place?
It's not here. You are currently in the vault of the Aether Knights. The only thing here is memories and talent of the past. So, over the course of, I would say, several hours, you spend in the vault of the Aethersworn Knights, explaining to Alrath what the hell's been going on. While he does seem upset originally, considering that, he hears of the distress of his wife and that his daughter is in danger of being, well, killed. Once you're finished explaining the entirety of the situation, he does calm down a little bit. He explains to you that, yes, he is Alrath Grimthorn, member of the Legendary Six, wife to Meisami, Hino's father.
Wait, he's the wife in the situation?
May wore the pants in that relationship.
May wore the pants in that situation, let's be honest here. He explains, okay, I understand that, okay, yeah, she has a couple of anger problems, that's my fault. Those are my genes that she has, blah, blah, blah. And he gives you since you shared some of your stories. In return, he shared some of his, of, you know, fighting back the demons, and explaining some of his story of being a pit-born fiend. Is that where Hino is getting her abilities of, you know, a blood rager, and how she has a vast control over fire. More specifically, the spirit inside of her which resides of Ifrit. But eventually he tells you, I understand the situation then, that as long as it is her, Hino's wishes to do what she can for the plane, then unfortunately there's nothing I can do to stop her. Not that I was able to do anything in the first place.
There's not really much we can do now anyway. That's why May said to come to you for training.
Well, I can train you, but there's a catch to it.
And what's this catch?
If you do wish to have my training, you're not just accepting my training, you are accepting an oath.
And what is this oath?
You will be accepting the oath of the Aether Sworn. What you see before you is the weapons and history of countless generations before you, some of which even of worlds not of Avalon. Histories of formidable warriors taking up arms against evils, some of which beyond even of my understanding. And in doing so, not only entrusts you of making an oath of the Aether Sworn, but will grant you the abilities and powers to not only gain control of a specific weapon of your choice, but any weapon in this vault. Picking such will grant you the guidance of that previous weapon's wielder. And he ushers you down the hallway with all the pedestals of weapons and such. He explains to you each weapon holds the image and the memories of the previous owner. He points to a pedestal where his weapon resides, which is, of course, the scythe that is made out of the monster spine and all the other monster parts that he crafted himself. When swearing to the Aether Sworn, a weapon is therefore presented to the vault to carry out as your legacy weapon. Your legacy weapon is what contains your spirits to be passed down onto the next generation of knights. Though this has been questioned as of recent regarding, well, my case, as I kind of broke it.
You broke it?
Yeah. swore my oath when I was much younger. Swore my oath, died, and then I was resurrected. I wasn't supposed to be resurrected. I was supposed to stay here in the crystal. And I broke the cycle. Which is partial of the reasoning why I'm shocked to see you here. There shouldn't be anyone else. You are most likely going to be the last of us.
Considering the knowledge that this place holds, it's kind of disappointing.
That I can agree with you. This place does hold knowledge that any warrior, any valiant warrior would die for. But you know what? Every single spirit that I have ever talked to in this place would never take their decision back. And neither would I. So, take some time. Reflect on the choice that you have here. But most importantly, if you do choose to end up becoming one of us, you will have to leave something behind. And I can tell you one thing, that's that fancy sword of yours. While you may have crafted it, I can tell it's not your own.
And wanting to give it to someone else.
Then my suggestion, think about my offer. I can offer you the history, the training, the experiences of every single one here, including my own. We can give you an edge. Plus, you would be fulfilling something that I would like.
And that would be...
To stand by my family one last time.
We have a similar goal in that respect.
And think long and hard about it. He's gonna walk up to you. He's gonna, like, playfully, like, punch you in the chest and hold his hand there. I do believe that you have what it takes. But if you choose to come back, you do need a legacy weapon.
I'll see what I can do.
Then poof. You suddenly find yourself back in the throne room of Faris.
If I remember correctly, weren't the Imperials with us here?
They are also in Faris, yes. when you regain consciousness back in the throne room, you hear Tarzan next to you. This is Targaryen. Are you alright?
Yeah. Wow, that was a rush.
A rush? You've been standing there for the last 2.5 hours.
I'm gonna put the crystal back in the box. Oh, I will never understand magic.
Can I get you something?
Just need a minute to collect myself. Alright. Alright. Can I help you with something?
I was just concerned for you.
I'm alright. Got a lot of information just now.
Very well then. If you need me, you'll know where to find me.
I actually have something I wanted to talk to you.
Good. Yes.
Is it possible to reshape the maw?
I wouldn't say no. That'd be more of a question for Yumari, but I'm sure she can work something out.
Is she in Faris at the moment?
Last time I checked, she was. Alright, come with me. We can go to a workshop.
Alright.
Alright, so then we can therefore assume that you make your way up to Yamari's workshop, explain to her the situation at hand, say, hey, I need you to reshape Lyram's maw. And of course, she says, being as it is a legendary weapon, I do need some time.
It's understandable. I was looking to reshape it into a bastard sword.
Alright, that shouldn't be that difficult, considering that I just have to shave down the blade a little bit, and of course fix the handguards. A few weeks at most.
Alright. Is Tarzer still with us?
He would have taken you to Yamari's workshop, yeah.
I'm just gonna look at Tarzer. I need a new weapon.
Hmm. I can see what we have in our collections. Finding one that fits pertaining to you, I would be surprised if we can't find one. Are you sure you want something from our collection?
Yeah.
Very well. Let's see what we can find.
Thank you both greatly. I gotta get back to the tanning shop. Oh
Okay.
yeah, that's right. I was teleported here.
All right. So let's see here. Like I said, John is probably out training with Max, getting at least the hang of his new weapon. It's a much more powerful rifle that he's used to wielding. At this point, I would probably say that Ryan and Hino would most likely be out in the wildlands.
Poor, just
Poor
poor
Ryan.
Zorla. Poor
Poor
Zorla.
Zorloff.
Not so much of poor Zorloff. It's more or less Ryan showing Hino or telling Hino about his promise and that, hey, we're going into the plane of fire regardless. You know, do you think you can give me a hand with something? And Ryan would therefore bring Hino to the wildlands and seek out Revi.
Fair.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they're doing. As much as I would love to actually show you guys what they encounter, Ryan's not actually here to witness it, unfortunately.
Much sad we had.
Okay. Once that is done, we can cross over to Gil.
Hello, I'm on a boat.
Yes, you are on a boat. You're on a boat and you've been on a boat for quite a while now.
Yeah, I'm not shocked in that one.
Probably leaving a couple of days after you've recouped and recovered from the fight with Dread. Getting a hold of, you know, your sister, your brother.
Getting the gang together for a ocean adventure.
Yeah. And then, of course, getting a hold of your favorite captain.
Listen,
Or...
she does quality work. We're not gonna stiff her.
Exactly. So, few days out at sea, you guys probably would have taken the path coming from the Baroque School of Magic.
Pretty easiest way.
Yeah. It would be at the northwestern point of Cilia, and then making your way out into the open western sea.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would once again like to thank you all for joining me on this lovely excursion into, well, not uncharted waters, but for an excursion of a lifetime.
So what exactly is your plan once we get out here?
Well, my plan currently is, if memory serves from what Master Glickman told me about him and Dervis, theoretically, if I just speak openly to Barbacarda, it may appear itself, or plan B, and he like picks up a cannonball, I'm going to jump overboard holding this.
It's a good thing we can breathe underwater.
Yes, exactly. That's why I'm not to plan A and plan B are not horrendous ideas. Not great, but
At least put a little bit of thought into my thought process here. But I'm open to suggestions from the peanut gallery.
are we just sure that you're not going to get eaten?
I didn't think about that. I should be able to handle a couple aquatic foes in the water. Not the. I don't think the kaiju will eat me. I don't think the kaiju's, to my research, are not an inherently maliced in a group of individuals. They're neutral in a way. And if it eats me, congratulations. I'm gone. I don't know if that's a good thing, but
Well, no, considering that, you know, the world kind of needs you.
yeah, that's fair. You know, I left home for the ditch responsibility. Now I have to save the world. What does that tell you?
Yeah,
Don't run away from
I have to handle all the paperwork side of things, but you got a lot more weight on your shoulders.
Yeah, no, we cannot regret the past. Is what it is. How is the trading company doing, by the way?
Well, after weeding out all of the shady sides and the corruptions, actually not that bad.
That's good to hear.
We got a couple of offers of trading from pretty much around the world.
Nice.
Not to mention, we're planning on expanding into the Underdark too.
Oh, splendid. I have a feeling I knew whose idea that was.
Oh, don't look at me.
Fair enough. But no, that's good to hear. I'm glad to hear everything's so prosperous. We rarely get a chance to chat no more. You know, I'm off saving the world. You two are at home making a delectable wine company.
And also worrying about the end of all of
Yeah,
everything.
I mean that's true, but there's not. I mean, there's not much we can do except for cater the after party. Am I right?
That is a good point. That is a very, very good point.
Regardless, we should be nearing our destination soon. Ah.
Yeah, we're still a little ways off.
All right, thank you, Anguish. I like to think Anguish is just like leaning up against the mast, acting like a compass.
You just have him like rope tied to the mast.
He uh regardless of things. How's mother? I've not really got
She's-
a chance to spoke with her.
She's doing better.
That's good to hear.
She's very worried, of course.
I mean, who wouldn't be? I thank you both for joining me on this very impromptu expedition.
Oh.
Because I have a feeling that this may reveal more of our family than one silly bloodline ever did.
I would be very interested as to see what Barbacarda has to say, but going down there, I don't know about that one.
Oh, you're no fun. But I understand. But no, I mean, someone had to initially give our family's line the gift of the oceans, which my assumption would be Barbacarda. But there's only one way to find it out for certain. What is it? What am I?
So, speaking of the company,
Yes,
we actually had a question. You had a lot of friends.
I do have a lot of friends.
Real high places, especially when it comes
Uh-oh.
to magic.
I am loving where this is going. Immediately, go on.
So, do you think it's possible if you can maybe talk to some of your people to getting us one of those little magic doohickeys with can manipulate, maybe speeding up the aging process
Ooh.
of the wine? Because if you're
That's-
saying, oh, we can cater the after party, well,
We're going to need a lot of wine. I won't disagree with that.
you know, we don't have years and years for it to age properly.
I don't know where we would find a
advice like that, though. I could ask to go around the Baroque School of Magic.
Amari.
I know. I mean, there's bound to be someone who has a ability to speed up a wine aging process. So we are. I'll have to inquire about that when we return to the mainland. But don't worry, I will, because that can only increase profit. Group laughs in capitalism. Ha ha! What nobles?
Yes, we're nobles. We talk fancy business things while we're sailing out to the
Well,
middle
we're
of the ocean.
sailing after a kaiju. This is a. Why is this such a normal conversation with his family, though?
Well, to be fair, they can use the ease of tensions with everything that's been going on.
That's fair.
So, eventually, on your excursion, Anguish is of course going to call out. Oh, hold on, getting something here.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, you all feel that. I feel that. You guys might not feel that, but I feel that.
Oh. What have we got, Anguish? Please, let us know. Also, thank you all for understanding that the Trident talks and not just questioning it.
With all the stories you've been telling us recently,
No, that's fair. Completely fair.
I mean, we still question it. It's just we don't question it out loud.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, drop anchor. Hey. Then of course anchor drops and boat slowly comes to a halt as the sails are brought back up. Just bob there for a little while.
Gil goes about helping stop the ship. All right. Well, time for theory number 1 to talk to a giant underwater crab octopus thing. And Gil will pull out some chalk made of sea salt and draw a arcane circle with the basically just evocation runes of water in it, and kneel in the center of it with Anguish in front of him.
Right? So you try pushing some of your magic into the circle. It lights up. It's definitely active, but nothing happens.
All right, that was my strongest idea for on the boat. Huh. Let's just try. All right, time for my dumber idea of the boat. Mighty Kaiju Babakada. It is hello, it is me, Pure Osiris. Are you here? Don't look at me like that. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Get the weird looks of your siblings. You hear just the sounds of the ocean. Hear a couple of seagulls in the background.
Okay,
Just,
well, once again,
I was about to do that, John.
what did you say? I missed it.
Mine.
Mine. Listen, I did say I had 2 ideas, and one of them was substantially weaker. All right, time for option number 3. Niana, Rivis, wish me luck. Pearl will pick up a cannonball, put Ocean on his back, and just hold it in his chest, give him a 2-finger salute, and jump off the side of the boat.
Me an acrobatics check.
Let's see if you hold on to your cannonball.
All right. Yep, you jump. You successfully jump off, avoiding all the cannons that are poking out of the side of the ship. Then, poof, big splash into the ocean. You hold the cannonball to your chest, and just sinking ever downwards.
Hey, look at this. Well, I hate the fact that this is the proper answer, by what I'm assuming.
Hey, you've got to become one with the water.
While still sinking, it's just going to be like, Babakata? Hello, it's me.
Hey, boss. Thought of
Yeah.
yours.
Yeah, what?
Have you actually read any of the stories about how big this dude is?
Oh, huge. I'm well aware. So, most likely, I'm going to be landing on top of them, or they are literally the ocean floor.
Cool, cool. When was the last time that you actually read anything about the ocean depths, especially in the Western Sea?
Oh, I will say my knowledge on that is a little lacking. I have a distinct feeling I know where this is going, though.
Sure about that?
Anguish, would you please enlighten me?
Uh, how long can you breathe underwater?
Good bit. It's pretty deep. I'm well aware.
Okay.
So let's just look here real quickly for the actual thing. Where is it? Aquatic agility? Yeah. So it's according to my thing, it is 10 minutes per level. So we're level 11.
So,
Just shy of 2 hours.
just shy of 2
Yeah.
hours.
But I can also, that's just from one aquatic one point. I just spent another end. Keep it going.
How many
Alright.
points do you have?
8,
8 whole
So-
points.
give or take. I get at least 12 hours worth of fuckery around here. No, 16 hours worth of fuckery.
Well, it's actually about 3 hours,
Oh, see, we're fine.
and you're still falling.
Hmm.
Like, you are surrounded by pure darkness at this point. Light has not. You haven't seen light in probably the last 2 hours.
Anguish, I'm starting to really think this was a bad idea.
You think?
All right, drops the cannonball and just floats there for a little bit. Well, I mean, Gil will just kind of sit there in the water, cross-leggedly, and just meditate on the ocean's flow.
Where's that post?
God damn it, Josh. Listen, I'm the only one who listens to the music, so that's why this is even better.
I know.
Well, I'm not sure why I'm not sure if you're here, Babakata, but I believe we have some unanswered questions and a conversation that is due. If
Being.
Hmm?
You suddenly hear a lower, raspy voice echo through your mind. The conversation being,
Why me? There's plenty of answers and questions I still have. The biggest being me. I felt we assume you're the ones who stripped me of my initial blood right. But then you bestow me with anguish and a new set of unfathomable power. And one can only but wonder why.
Okay, so you could hear the voice too. I thought I was going crazy.
Anguish, I hear your voice all the time. I've given up on thinking that I'm going crazy from hearing voices.
Ooh.
Oop.
What Brady do you see?
Oh no.
I'll never get to know this deep lore now.
Good.
I think his internet died.
Oh, rip.
It's like offline, offline.
Muy no bueno.
Ripperoni, Escaroni.
You hear the voice echo again in your mind. It says to you, it calls out to you. While your heart is pure, your mind is sound. The knowledge that you carry but the answer you seek you cannot find.
I guess that is one way to put it. Some inexplicable truths of the world, and some unfathomable mysteries. I mean, never before in the entire history of Avalon, at least to my findings, has a sorcerer's magic's been able to literally be drained from its bloodline. And then all of a sudden, a new source of power instilled within them.
And only one event in history has pertained to a mortal seeking out the knowledge and teachings of a kaiju, a guardian of this world.
Oh? What event would that be?
And yet so desperate for answers, you would put your own life at risk, seeking to the darkest depths of the ocean.
Well, are not the best truths hard found? Knowledge is power, after all. Power is sadly what I need to try and acquire if I'm going to try and keep this plane from falling apart and destroyed. Normally, I wouldn't question something as fathomable as this, but obviously there's a grander scheme at play if it's not obvious. Meaning that there must be more that you need of me, or that you would want of me. Everything in life is a transaction, a give and take.
The Empress of Flame does pose a great threat to this world. We kaiju are aware of such. Although our powers are finite. Yet you still ask, why you?
I am sure it could have been anyone. But there had to be, and I may have just been lucky at the time. But I feel like there has to be a reason, no? I mean, every book that you read that is based around any hero's fallacy, there's an unfathomable truth of the hero possesses something the gods or the extraterrestrial being love about them. Just mere morbid curiosity, I would call it. I don't think I'm no more special than anyone else. There are people in my own group who can cast magic much better and powerful than I, and others who are more skilled in martial prowess than I will ever be. I kind of sit in the middle roads of both. I can hold my own in the fight, and I can aid my friends with a quick magic. I'm nothing but like the ocean. I push and I pull, constant and forever.
The answer in which you seek already lies in which once you told me. Why you, Pearl Cyrus, of all the sorcerers and magical wielders on the plane? Why you, specifically? Is because of those whom you chose to surround yourself with. Allies of great power with nothing but the great interests and prosperity of this world. Allies in which break the laws of reality. They want nothing but peace for this world. You have never sought great powers without reasoning. You have never been selfish in any reward in what you seek. Working day by day, putting your life on the line for others instead of yourself. Even fighting against your own blood.
Regrettably, I wish that one ended different. So wrong to think he could have been saved? This storm may have been turbulent, but even after a great storm comes quiet.
Your powers I have granted to you. It's mostly to see if my hunch was correct. We Titans serve Avalon as guardians in the absence of gods. Although threats of this world are ever-changing. That does not mean that we do not see what is happening. The battles you have fought, some of which have ended in the worst possible ways, correct? But your destiny, the upcoming battle, could change things beyond even which Hino herself cannot see.
Fascinating. So we are here today to discuss the future, then. Mighty Barbara Carter, what would you ask of me after all is said and done? If we are to survive our final climactic battle, a woman who can wield flames so hot that it can make an ocean evaporate, leave nothing but its salt behind.
Regret lies in your heart. Of a family torn apart.
I can't help but feel responsible. How much is all mine doing? I left, causing pressures upon Rivers, thereby digging my father further down a spiral which I could have possibly caught if I was there. Could have stopped him from becoming more domineering or asinine if I was just there. It's hard. I feel if I let go of that regret, I leave back the responsibility that I carried with my actions and how harmed they became.
In the darkness of the ocean, as you explain this, you see surrounding you the glow of luminescent light as it takes shape in long lines, eventually encroaching on a larger centralized area, and then eventually coming up to two large glowing eyes that stare down directly at you.
I believe this is the first time we've ever actually physically met. The pleasure's all mine.
Or Osiris. I can see my choice, trusting anguish with you, was for the better. Your passion to do what is right strives me to believe that you are willing, or you are capable of withholding my blessing.
I appreciate your confidence in me.
Heed this warning, not by just me, but the other kaiju as well. Free the flames that are held by the golden grasp.
Josh, can you run that just by me again so I can write it down? Free the flames.
That are held by the golden grasp.
I get a lot of cryptic messages from Josh.
To be fair, you do deal with the
I know.
cryptic entities more often than on any of us.
I know.
This is a warning that Gil is going to share with the rest of the party.
Oh, absolutely. And then we're gonna have to figure out what that means.
So keep this in mind.
At least you hope he shares it with the rest of the party.
You act like you wouldn't.
Once Barbara Carta gives you this warning, you feel the water around you start to swirl, and a torrent starts pushing you back upwards.
Mighty Babakata, before we leave, is there by any chance and possibility that in the future, after all this is done, my brother may inherit the bloodline so that someone can continue protecting Shaya Isle in the future?
Fear not, Cyrus. An heir can come from either side.
Splendid. Then I thank you very much for your time. And I see now this bubble column is saying it's time to go. So
Oh, too late,
pleasure.
you're already gone.
I know. This is just like he's mumbling as he's like floating away. Because that's just who Gil is. Niceties and courtesies all the ways up.
So,
I-
the as the torrent of water slowly pushes you back up to the surface, out on the actual surface of the ocean, you know, your sister and brother are very worried about where you are because it's been
Been down
almost,
there for
it's
3
almost
hours.
3 hours. When suddenly a cyclone of water comes bursting from the ocean surface and curves itself onto the boat, forcing water to rush onto the deck, sweeping your brother and sister off their feet, and then slowly, or not, can't say slowly, as the water rushes onto the deck, overflows back into the ocean, and once the water is done, your brother and sister look up and they find you, eyes closed, back on the surface of the ship. You know, they rush over to you, they start waking you up, and you finally regain consciousness.
Whew.
Staring up at the tied up mast and the sun, finally able to see light again.
Oh, ow. That's been down there a while. Oh, I'm on the boat. How did I get here?
You see, like, your brother and sister, like, drenched in seawater.
Alright, there's one of 2 options. 1, I appeared at the top and you jumped in to get me. 2, either I was shoved onto the boat by a giant wave, or something of that manner. As Gil like gets to a sitting position.
I'll tell you one thing. Magic, I'm never gonna understand properly.
Oh, trust me, even those of us who use it don't understand it properly. On a side note, I did learn something very fun.
What did you learn?
Oh, that the that the heart of the ocean is still within all of us, and any heirs that would be produced have a chance of inheriting it. It's not gone.
Okay, and What about you?
Oh, Babakata saw me as a very good idea for a vessel because I see myself as a team player is the best way to put it, and have never really desired power, more just desired freedom to kind of do what I want, and gave me a bit of a warning to tell everyone. I'm not sure if this means anything to you all. Free the flames that are held by the golden grass. Can someone write that down, please?
You see Alri is just like scribbling it down real quick.
Thank you, Ulri. Very much appreciated.
I don't know what it means, but
I don't think any of us know what it means, but we're going to figure that one out so we have a decent bit of time to think.
and what
That,
happened?
that's
And what happened to your trident?
what are you talking about? Did I drop anguish? Anguish? I put out my hand.
If you like reach behind you, you go to reach behind you, and you realize that in your hand now holds not anguish, but a much more different weapon.
Oh.
As you hold it up, and it's a very well decorated in golds and aqua colored trimmings, and what appears to be like a tentacle wrapping around the base of the head of the handle, and what eventually sprouts into a brand new quadrant.
Ooh. Fancy.
So, Gil, you are now in possession of your mythic weapon,
Woo.
Quedrog's Quadrant.
Ooh, fun. Quadrant's Quadrant.
Does it also talk at him?
It does not.
Mm.
Oh.
And Gil, you realize you no longer hear anguish.
Oh. Anguish? Buck is gone. Where is he gone?
Alri is gonna lean over the banister here, and she says, "So, what happens now?"
Well, we go back. We discuss what I've
Discovered. I figure out what's
this little number can do. Let's say for now, all the rest of my friends are training. Let's go take us when we get back to Varroque. We'll talk to some of the individuals I know about that about that aging process speedy uppy thingy. There's no name for it. And then we'll head back to Shea Isle, and we will have a lovely conversation as a family.
Well,
I mean,
we're gonna workshop that title. I'm pretty sure that's not gonna hold up in a...
no, absolutely. I would like to pitch the idea of the wine and ager.
Okay,
No.
Doofenshmirtz.
We'll
I thought
work on it.
I thought that one would just be fun. Listen, naming things has never been my forte. But regardless, let's go do that. And then let's let Ilsenor and Mother in on this lovely news of if we can figure out a device to age wine quick.
All right. So, Matt, I will help you with the statistics for
All right.
the quadrant, and I will tell you exactly what it can do afterwards.
Yep, sounds good.
All right.
On the ocean again. Oh yes, we're back on the ocean again.
Um, let's see here. So, Dave,
Eh.
my original plan was, of course, to have you get your mythic weapon today as well.
Mm,
Problem is, I don't have it completely finished.
mhm.
So, if it's okay with you, we can do your mythic weapon first thing next time.
Fine by me.
All right. So, I think we could go ahead and call it here.
Ooh.
Works for me.
Covered pretty much everything that I wanted to today, except, of course, for Dave's fucking weapon.
Fair enough.
So next time, what we will do is jump straight into obtaining Dave's mythic weapon, and then your first boss fights.
Oh boy.
So the question is going to be, where do you want to go first?
We had
Not a
a pretty.
clue.
I think we had a pretty solid idea of the wire mortars.
Is it about the Wyram orders?
Yeah, because like it was one of them was. Someone write that down because I don't know if I did.
Well, I'm gonna write it down as soon as you guys tell me the order that you guys want to fight these things on.
Because they all gave because there was a pretty solid idea of like we fight the one to get mythic weapons, and then we fight the other one to get the mythic weapon upgrades for everyone.
Right, so
And then
you
we fight
wanted
the
to do the Ice Wyram first.
Yeah, because that gets the mythic weapons for the Imperials,
Okay.
and then you would go over to Dwarven Keeps, fight the Earth Wyram, and get the mythic weapon upgrades for everyone. And then Dark, I think, was just a payout, if memory serves. I can't remember. I can't remember what the Wire of Darkness was.
So Ice, Earth, Darkness, and then Catastrophic.
Yeah, because that's when we have to go into and fight the dragons for the true element.
Correct.
Because the Wyrms are basically just going to be the lead up to those memories.
Right, because if you
Sure.
guys were to go into the plains and start fighting the catastrophic dragons right now, you would certainly die.
Does anyone remember what the Darkness Wyram offer was from Hino?
No, I do not.
I'm gonna see if Josh put it in chat. But
I don't believe I was there for that chat.
No. We can go back and watch the pod.
yeah, we'll look at a VOD. But no,
All right. Well, in that
Yeah.
case, then get your snow gear, folks. Next week, fighting an Ice Wyram, and oh boy, is this fight gonna be fun?
Does anybody else remember when we actually fought an ice dragon, like super early on in the game?
Yeah, the
Oh, you mean
baby
the
ice
baby-
dragon
the
that I
baby ice
almost
dragon?
killed.
The little baby ice dragon.
Yeah. Oh, it all comes
yeah,
full
this is gonna
circle.
be annoying.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, sorry for a little bit of a shorter session, but we got a lot of story done, which is good. And more cryptic
Yeah.
shit from the Guardians.
Hello,
Let's-
it's me, Gil, purveyor of cryptic messages.
Hello, it is Matt, the keeper of all the cryptic shit.
Hi, it's me. Josh likes to give me random cryptic messages that I have no idea what to do with.
Alright, but until then, next week, Dreamcatchers versus the Ice Spyro in the Uncharted Ice Plains.
We're gonna really need to roll off.
Hope to see you all there. Bye bye.
Yes, someone